Hello, darlings. Okay, so we just had an intro series on ponytails. Now we're going to knots. So I have left her hair the way it was before because, as I said, intro to hair. These are just ponytails and look how cute this looks. Now let's take it to, let's go get crazy on the dance floor. So right off the bat, knots. I don't know how I started doing this, but it's just basic knots. So you twist the hair. What's really fabulous is with her pretty color, you can actually see. Twist it whatever way feels comfortable. Remember, you're doing this from the back of your head. So now that I think about it, I tend to twist this way, away from my face. I twisted that way. Let's go with the way you will probably be working with your own hair or somebody else's. So split it in the middle and just twist. It's really, really, really that simple, and I'm not kidding. Take them both in your hand. I would spray with water because, sorry, did not mean to shock you. This way, it actually helps you just hold it in one spot. At this long hair, we're super lucky. You don't often find people, so I stated it before. I'm gonna do this on my own. It's gonna not look as pretty, but the great part about this is we don't care if it's pretty. Hair is messy. It never turns out the same exact way twice, so don't try. And if you can, please, please, please contact me because I have curly hair and my hair never looks the same twice. 2 hands. We're making a knot, literally knots. Remember, we twisted these away from your head, but now they're in your hands. All I'm doing is now making another knot. And when I say a knot, this time they moved in a different direction. It doesn't matter. Like I said, don't worry about the mess. Pull it up. Her hair is so long, I would start moving this up because it's easier to deal with. This is how I always remember knots. Here's my right hand, here's my left hand. If you're doing this on your own, you're doing it from the back. It's right over left and under, okay? Then it's left over right and under. These are actually square knots. They're little boating things. Like I said, I am super lucky to have a hair model that has hair this fabulous and I can keep going, okay? But I'm at the end of any possible knots that I could make. So I need, excuse me, back to our teeny tiny little rubber bands. I like them just because you don't get to see them. It almost looks like a really short braid at this point, but it's not pretty right here. So the reason I'm showing you this is we're not leaving it like that. Now, you can take this into so many different directions. It's already nicely knotted in there. And at this point, we are just bobby pinning it wherever we like. So look, we're at our knots. I can pull this up, hide that piece in there, make a long one attached. I don't personally love the way that looks, but like I said, hair is all about fun. It's a really cool thing if you're just trying something different. On this one, I would probably tie it this way because it's the way it likes to go. Hide your little underneath piece. Don't worry about it. This is about doing your hair on your own. So I'm using 2 hands, but the point of this is you get to work with this yourself. When it's nice and tied up like this, you don't have to worry if you're taking a break because your arms are tired. So have some bobby pins handy. Automatically, like I say, I tuck that bottom piece. I don't care where it falls out. Bobby pins are the same as rubber bands. Don't share them. I know in a case of emergency you might have to, but we really, as girls, all stick these things in our mouth. Gross when you think about it. Present moment, all you want to do is worry about getting your hands free enough to place them. So that was 3 bobby pins and her hair is there. You always start at the bottom with bobby pins. Now let's talk about these little buggers, okay? These are bent. I don't love the bent ones. It's just what I have right now. You can see over here, there is one that I put in. It's pulling out. Like I said, don't worry about the placement right now. Worry about getting your hands free to make them tight. Bobby pins must be crisscrossed. They have a ridge on them and they're bent sometimes for a reason, but they always have the ridge. The ridge is so that you actually crisscross these. A bobby pin left on its own will slide right out of your hair. Whenever I'm doing my own hair alone or anybody else's, like I said, 1, 2, up here, 3. It's always about the same thing, so you get used to it. The other one is down in here. No matter what, I know I'm going to be able to crisscross it. You can already see it's much tighter just to start off. Right off the bat, that's all it took. Here we go, third one is somewhere up in here. I told you I always put them in the same spots. Now you go through and place it wherever you want. I'm not going to get too exact on this because we're really just showing basic knots. Here, definitely I would put another bobby right here. This not only ties it in, but it flattens it out and it makes you actually see the knot better. Same thing, now that our placement is in, you can keep putting them wherever you want. See how there's little fuzzies sticking out? Go through, get a bobby pin over there. See how it changes the look? It just automatically got shinier and a little tighter. Same thing on this, because of the way this updo goes, that's where I would put it. I already know I've crisscrossed another bobby pin. See over here, this is where there's a little layer in her hair. It got a little fuzzy. You go through, this would definitely be another spot. And that's where you pick when you finish doing it. There's always going to be fuzzies. Take a slight water bottle or just look, make your own hand wet. Put them in place. You don't ever want to spray anything until you like the way it looks. 2 seconds on knots. This is how you can clean this look up before you put hairspray on it. And remember, like I said, hair changes every single time. You're never going to get the same updo twice. So we're not stuck with this. Yes, we like it. Super cool, took 5 minutes, probably 10 bobby pins. Now, because I always know where I start with them, remember I said side, lower, up. You can pull these out. We're still staying in knots here because that one was nice and high. But that's also a look when you wear your hair up pretty high. What's really easy is this came about sitting at home, messing with my own hair. I hated the way it looked that day. The ponytail didn't even look good because my hair is curly and I don't know, I don't like braids. They're always a little too tight on my hair. Braids are totally in. That will be another segment we do. So look, the knot is still here. That was a nice tight one. But what if we want something soft? Don't make as many knots. So these little rubber bands, they're great. You can't reuse them many times. Because her hair is so long, we were able to put so many knots in. Here's what's even prettier. You saw how straight and sleek her hair is. Look at the beautiful wave that it puts in. Getting hair wavy when it's this long, this thick, is very hard to do. So what's also nice about this is I do it on my own hair because my hair is really crazy curly, so it helps tame it out. On hers, it would give her fabulous body. Now, if you left this in and the hair is damp, imagine how well that wave would stay. So it's not just today's hair, it's also tomorrow's hair. Everything I do is efficient. I've always considered myself a little on the lazy side. I'm really not. It is about efficiency. So let's go back to the basic again. I'm not doing this over to be repetitive. I'm doing it over just because we're doing the same thing but slightly different. Twirl away from your face. That means go this way with your finger. When I go this way, it just doesn't ever feel the same. We're back to our basic twirls. Knots, okay? So when you're doing a knot, remember I said right over left and under. Give your twirl back into it, same way your hands are going. Left goes over right and under. A great way to practice this, if you don't want to play with the hair first, is just use a piece of rope. So now we've got nice, soft, and loose, okay? What if you're not in the mood to do all of it? Look how cute that looks on its own. Do you see what I mean? You don't like this extra little tail? We already talked about that in beginner ponytail. Wrap the piece of hair around it. It's actually going to tighten up this whole knot in a fabulous way. You don't have to see that little piece. What happens if it starts to fall out? Oh no, my arms got tired, it fell out. Big deal, it's a knot, okay? Go back through. Just go put one more in it. When you get near the hair, because hair is totally irregular, I would just make sure it's knotted. This one, nice and soft. Here's your little tail. If you want the ability to have it really stay and hold, wherever you choose to have your knot. Like I said, this one I want nice and soft. Just throw one of these in. They come out of your hair so easily. It's a no-brainer and no big deal. Flip it and just keep twirling it to hide it. And then pin. This one, because it's a softer knot, I would make it low. Pull it out, make it wide, fat. You can tighten it up if you want. Here, I'll put in a couple of bobby pins and you'll see how easily this one just goes in. Now remember, I'm doing two hands. I make this look easy, but there's a lot of people that do mess with other people's hair. Remember I said it before, this bobby pin always goes in this spot. That's helping me hold the hair up. The second bobby pin, no matter what, it doesn't go at 6 o'clock. It's more like 7 or 8 o'clock if you think about where a clock is. That one's right in over there. At least it's quasi holding her hair. Barely though. Do you see what I mean? This is totally ready to fall out. She's afraid to move right now, I bet. Third one is at 11 o'clock. Look, there we go. The little 7 o'clock one, she's got so much hair, fell out. That's definitely a little more stable. It will not stay. Remember, I reiterate everything. I'm doing this channel because I've been saying the same thing over and over. And I don't know, I guess when people chat, they only hear some of it. So why not be able to refresh it and go back and look? These are bent bobby pins. Once again, I don't love them, but bobby pins all have these ridges on them. It doesn't matter where that bobby pin in. It's somewhere around 2 o'clock. So no matter what, you can feel when you crisscross it. Don't worry that that piece is sticking out. Remember, hair is irregular. So look, we know that there's one of these guys in here. It might not. That one doesn't feel like it stayed. I can already tell. It's right there. It stayed long enough for me to get this in place though. Does that make sense? That's all I care about. It's a fun, messy little look. And we know there's going to be another one at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, I'm looking at it right now. Already looks like it's slipping. Now I go through, crisscross that little puppy, and it's in. Let's now get to, I call it Smileen's little cheater cuts. Everybody's got to have a shortcut way to do it. I make it look easy. I have two hands here, right? How are you thinking to yourself, how am I supposed to do this on my own? Teeny tiny little clamp clips, okay? Remember, we're just playing with hair. When you're going with knots here, you can actually hook a piece of hair right over the clamp and you won't even barely see it. They make them in all different sizes. Because her hair is so long here, would use bigger ones, but she can feel how that one just really stayed in place. Literally throw a tiny clamp of hair over it. No one's even gonna see it. The bottom, for sure. In here, no one will ever see those, and this is what'll keep it really strong. That felt really strong under there, didn't it now? Instead of slippery. And it's just teeny tiny little clamps. But how cute is that? Basic knot, lazy hairdressing. Now what we're gonna do is a little braids after this, and we're gonna continue with the knots. This is something that goes in so many areas. So I'm going to take this out, but you guys don't need to watch me make a mess out of that. I already showed you, her hair will come out nice and wavy. At this point, it's easier for me to work with because it's not so slick and straight. But I must let you understand, this looks good and is super cute for today. It's super cute for a party, a wedding, doing your own hair. The whole point it was created, though, was not to have this elaborate updo on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever day of the week that you choose not to wash your hair today. Remember, this is to make your life easier. Everybody should get an extra day out of it, but none of us look that great when our hair is kind of dirty. Dirtier hair is way easier to work with when it comes to putting it up. This will leave beautiful wavy hair, so she might actually get a third day out of her hair, or if you're a 3-day, you might get a fourth or fifth. It's all about efficiency and doing something that's fun and different. So give us your feedback. Tell us what you think. Bye for now.